Let's have a little stock market update on our favorite tech gaming stocks out there. Welcome to Streaming Deluxe. My name is Mr. Orange. Welcome, my friends. And what you can see now here on the screen is the Nasdaq Composite, and we're still the market is still open. We're still trading. It's 11:34, so the markets are still open for 30 minutes before Christmas. It's the last trading day before Christmas. It's the 24th of December, so it's only half a day, but overall not a lot has changed. So we're still 0.66% down. So just look there. Let's have a little look at the intraday. Yeah, it started even worse. So, but and we were fighting back. The Nasdaq got fighting back up, but in the end, I would say we might be lucky if we achieve to get on zero now before before Christmas, and then the end of year rally before Sylvester, before New Year. I wonder if this is going to happen. But of course, it's always important to look the long-term trends or the long-term charts. So and you shouldn't invest just for like 1 month. I mean, that's like the trading, or for always expect to invest like for 5-10 years. Otherwise, your money might get stuck and you might lose money. At this point, a little disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say and present you here is my personal opinion. I don't want to sell you anything. I'm just giving you some infos. And it's more important that you read up everything yourself, that you make your own decisions, and that you in the end not listen to me. So this set aside, my friend. So yeah, that's the Nasdaq. Overall, we can see here on Yahoo, we can look, for example, the average line, and if we are drawing it here, so it's 23% down from the all-time high at the moment. So overall, you would say we are in bear market territory, and this doesn't look so much better if we look at the S&P 500. So voila, here it is. So here also we can draw a trend line. So it's around 20% down at the moment. So maybe here's a support. So maybe here's the support. So we're going to see what we have in 2015 or 2017. I don't know. It's very difficult to say. If we get to the support here, let's be generous, support, then then we would have lost like around 40% from the all-time high. That's very much possible. So that's of course always a question whether or not to buy now or just wait until we reach the bottom, and then you can go in with all your money and you get super successful. So, which is maybe also interesting, is the volatility index, the VIX, which is now at 33.6. So it's actually very high, and even today again it's 11% up. So the volatility index shows the sentiment, the volatility of the stock trading, and it shows how much volatility is in the market, but you see how much fear and how much selling goes on. So, and this was like, for example, in 2008 we were at 79 at the financial crisis, and then, but if you compare it, for example, with the dot-com bubble, so it was also only 42. We're not yet there. We're not that yet, my friends. So there's still some hope that it goes down, and then we might see again the all-time high of 8,000 even in the Nasdaq. So it's who knows. But of course, at the moment a lot is going on. We have the discussion around the Fed. We have the trade skirmish, trade war issues with China and the US. We have problems in Italy, we have the Brexit, we have problems in France. So overall, we have a lot of problems. So, but you always have problems, and that's how it goes on the stock market. So I mean, before we also had problems. We had like a nuclear war with North Korea, the probability. In 2009, 2008, let's be honest, but it was going out at 50%. Actually, in 2008, 2009, it was not that bad actually for the Nasdaq overall. So I'm expecting that it's that we're going to lose more. We're now really in a downtrend. So, and I expect even to see the 5,000s. I'm buying sometimes some stocks that I'm interested in, but maybe then they fall again like 20%, and then I buy again, and then they fall again. So yeah, that sometimes you just have the impression that you lose money and you buy, but in the end, my friends, I expect, if you have the really long-term approach, look, 450, 300 in the 80s. So if you have the really long-term approach and you believe in the economy, the world economy, then you should not be so reluctant, and you should just continue to invest, and in the end, in the long run, you will win, I guess. So let's have a quick look on Ubisoft Entertainment and my favorite gaming stocks. Since I make a video here not about the Nasdaq in general, I make a video about the gaming stocks and where we stand at the moment. So Ubisoft, so let's see if the support can be held up here, if the support can be held up. So of course everything I say now is related to the overall market situation, but I would say now, I mean, for example, if you're interested in Ubisoft, if this breaks through, then I would, for example, not buy until we really fall on back to the 30 or the 40 euros. But if this keeps up, then this is actually a really good moment to buy into Ubisoft, which Ubisoft will definitely continue to stay one of the major gaming producers. Let's say AAA games, also with Beyond Good and Evil 2 coming out in the future, The Division 2 coming out, so a lot of great games. So Ubisoft is a company to stay. Ubisoft is not like a tiny company. I mean, it's one of the biggest major companies, and I expect a lot of great, cool brands, new games coming from them. So definitely a stock you can where it makes sense if you want to invest into gaming stocks in general. So, but it's traded in Paris. So, but also for our US friends, you can buy it, I'm sure, also in New York on the market. Nintendo, oh my god, what was happening with Nintendo? I mean, I'm very skeptical when it comes to Nintendo, since I'm an older person now, so they lost a little bit. They lost me with the Wii or the Switch. No, not the Switch, the Wii U. The Wii U, you see, I'm getting completely confused with their different consoles. With the Wii U, they kind of lost me. So the Wii U was definitely a bad console. But then since 2015, they made a nice. They were like tripling. So that's pretty cool. And now they lost 45%. So I mean, you see, you just should have invested in 2015, and you would have made 3 times your money. And now you would only have lost from the all-time high 45%. So you made over 100%. You would still have 130%. If you would have invested in 2013 to 2015. But we all thought that Nintendo goes bankrupt or something like this. So therefore, let's check. Let's see here how the support lines at $30 and $24 keep up. I mean, if it's going to do $12, I'm very much considering to look to get my foot in the door of Nintendo, of course, because overall they have strong brands. They have sometimes problems with the consoles, but the brands and the characters they have are extremely strong. Take-Two, Red Dead Redemption 2. What to say? I would say they're keeping up pretty nice. Now here they had the support of in March 2018. Of course, the all-time high. They're not reaching to the all-time high so quickly again. But you can see overall it's sideways. They go sideways, I would call it now. It's not that bad. It's not that bad for a company that only has like a handful of active games at the moment. Electronic Arts, our little favorite. So if you ask people what is your favorite company, no one would say Electronic Arts. So yeah, I make that joke always. So here, yeah, we had some support line here, and you can see it also. It's only dropping 6.8 together with the overall market sentiment at the moment, and it was even in the plus earlier this day. I would say Electronic Arts got beaten down a lot here. 49% down. 27 since the year. So it starts getting a bit more interesting, but on the other hand, I would actually buy buy Electronic Arts only at $18. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not buying Electronic Arts since I do not really like this company and I do not really believe in them. Maybe they might be interesting for a little trade at some point here if we get to the support line. Tencent, little disclaimer, as always, I own Tencent. I'm a bit annoyed also with the Epic Store. So Tencent has a big part of Epic, so I think 40% Epic is doing Fortnite. Epic has been very successful recently, so they start to create their own store. The community was not really happy about this since a lot of games that were announced to be published on Steam have been moved exclusively to the Epic Store. That sucks. Yeah, let's be honest, it sucks from a gamer's point of view, from a shareholder point of view. Tencent, I say, yeah, that's great. So of course, I'm happy they make money, especially also since they have some problems in China with the licenses for new games. So it's all a bit tricky. But on the other hand, I see a little recovery here, as you can, if you look at this a bit closer. Yeah, I see a little recovery here. So it's not getting beaten down so much. So we also have a lot of volatility. Sometimes it goes up like 6%, it goes down like 6%. So this might be awesome if you're a trader. But on the other hand, it's a bit tricky. I would say I'm massively now here in the minus, so it's one of my biggest positions in my portfolio. But I'm confident. I'm confident to see even better times for Tencent. So if you like Tencent, maybe that's a good moment now to get a foot into the door. But of course, read a little bit more about Tencent. It's investing in an ADR, American Deposit Regime, I think ADR called, and it's China, so it's a bit special. So you're not going to have the same rights maybe like in an American stock. So be aware of this. On the other hand, it's a nice interesting stock. And who knows? I don't really believe in the Epic Store. I don't really like that they're exclusives, but maybe it works out. Maybe it works out for them. Activision-Blizzard, also a little disclaimer. I bought Activision-Blizzard, but I'm already, I think now 20% down already. So they're not stopping to fall. They're like crazy. So we had, oh my gosh. So in like such a short time, we even lost even 1% more. So now they are like 2.5% down, which is pretty a lot. So I think they start getting more interesting at 36. There seems to be some sort of a support line here. Well, and then the next support line at 28. But then, honestly, my friends, then we really much down. So 67%, 60%. Yeah, Activision, Call of Duty, and all the other Activision Blizzard games. I would say it's a steep fall. At the moment, I'm not buying back in, since the overall market situation is not that good. So I'm waiting a little bit more. I think here I'm going to put maybe a little bit more money to average down my my position. So at 30, I would think then I put a little bit more inside. Nvidia is the same picture like with Activision, But I would say here at 100 there might be some stops. So at 100 it can't go even more down. So at 100 must be stopping. So otherwise at 70. But who knows? It's very difficult. So they were at the moment they brought the RTX GPUs. It's I would say people still buy GPUs to play games, but the whole cryptocurrency and mining sector completely got destroyed. So, but on the other hand, if you see now, for example, here it's the coin market cap. So Bitcoin is 3% up, and was fighting back from $3,000 to $4,000, and then you have Ripple also fought back massively on Ethereum. So those are cryptocurrencies you can mine. So in this sense, I would say, yeah, maybe also Nvidia comes back when the cryptocurrency is coming back. So I hope the cryptocurrencies come back, because I like cryptocurrencies. I'm also holding some. But of course, I lost at the moment early money with the cryptocurrencies, like most people. I would say, even well, if you would have joined in this in 2017 in January, of course you're still up and you're happy and you have a lot of, and you're counting your money. So yes, Nvidia. Maybe here I'm going to put something more insights. Yeah, a little disclaimer, also own Nvidia. So at $100, I'm going to buy some more shares, I think. And then if you talk about Nvidia, we should also talk about AMD, that are already back from their bounce. They had a bounce at 16. So I'll refresh if we see more. So they had a bounce. So here seems to be some sort of a support line, I would say. So at 1670, there was a bounce back to 23.24, so that's pretty good. So let's see how much this is in percentages. Sorry guys, is it not working? Trend line, it's trend line, sorry. 40% bounce back, and then it was again falling 30%. So you see, the bounce back is not always the same as it is falling. So therefore, stocks are in general pretty cool, because actually you can only lose 100%, but you can make 1000% or even more. And yeah, that's it. That's the most important stocks I had here. Yeah, we also had a little check on the cryptocurrencies, and now we're refreshing the Nasdaq. So we're still falling and falling. So the session is closing in 8 minutes. In 8 minutes, the session is closing, as we can see, at 12 in Eastern Standard Time. Now I would say, my friends, that's it. So I hope that next year we're going to see again some other values in the Nasdaq and in the stock market in general, that it makes again a little bit more fun than it does at the moment. So at the moment, if you have cash on the side, you have just to decide when is the right moment to get back in, and then you can maybe when it bounces back to, you can make a lot of money. But there's also, on the other hand, a lot of fear, and people are really easy now. They just waiting. They wait. You see that you lose money on the books. So don't sell if you have your stocks now. I would say don't sell, because I don't sell. Well, you do what you want, of course. But if you sell now and you're in a minus, you're losing money, and you don't want to lose money. We're not making this videos that anyone loses money. So, okay, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful Christmas, have a wonderful time, and enjoy your life, and don't be too sad with the stock markets. I'm sure we're going to see better times again, and then we're all happy, and life has a sense again. And look, for example, here at the Ripple. If you look here, for example, Ripple, you see in the last month it was 29, and now it's 40, so it's already 50% up. Maybe you should start trading some cryptocurrencies. I don't know. Have a wonderful day. See you guys. Bye bye.